Welcome back to Advocation X. It is time for a newsworthy Biden broadcast. Please hit that like button, subscribe, become a member, smash that bell, don't miss anything going forward. We need your help to beat that YouTube algorithm and get seen by many, many more people. So, come on folks, get with it. Subscriber count is slowly moving up, but the views are far outpaced. So we're looking forward to all you viewers to subscribing and smashing that bell. Let's get on this ride together. Your help will push us over the top. So the topics I want to discuss here is Biden's commitment to the voters, the filibuster, the infrastructure. Will China kick U.S. butt? Will U.S. support crypto? How is the U.S. going to remain world class? Let us dive deep right now. While Biden was running for president of the United States, he made promises to certain individuals that, first of all, he was going to be the president of all citizens of the U.S. of A. He also made promises that alluded to the fact that he was going to get that $15 minimum wage passed. If it's right across the nation and everybody's on equal footing, don't tell me it's going to hurt businesses. Prices are going to change, but what's going to happen is that people in one state are going to be equal to those in another state. They're actually going to be making a living wage. That will help improve the economies of some states, and it'll keep other states in check from inflation. Let's go, Joe. Get that $15 minimum wage passed and stop this dilly-dallying and wishy-washy attitude that's making it look like you will lose your next race if you don't start stepping up. Kamala Harris, I had my doubts. I think you need to put a bug in his ear. Show us that you are worthy of the efforts that everybody put forward to get you guys in office. Another part of Joe's commitment, he promised the people that put him in office that he would never forget them and that he was going to make sure he delivered. Well, he made promises. Joe, let's go, buddy. You need prison reform, and you need that immediate, and it needs to be sweeping. You need to really get down in the weeds and get on a racism task force. You need to work on the real immediate threats in the US of A and not play around like your predecessor and moving priorities to places where it wasn't needed. Let's go, Joe. Stick to your commitments. Deliver for the people. The topic of the filibuster. Joe, you waffled again. You started to make it sound like you were ready to do something and make sure that the people who put you in power get serviced. Because I don't know if you remember, but in the last 4 years, all the people that voted for that guy that we don't like to name, he delivered some of the things for them. Anything he did deliver was for them. He absolutely did not deliver for anyone else. So Joe, we only want you to level the playing field. Then you can go along being wishy-washy all you want. But let's level the playing field. Let's get that done. Make sure you take care of the concerns of the people that put you in power. That voting rights bill must be passed. Must be passed at all costs. That doesn't matter if you have to can that filibuster. It doesn't matter if you have to primary Joe Manchin and Gillibrand or anybody else who's standing in your way. It can be done. You can get officials to run in those districts and take over the spots of those individuals who don't like their own constituents. We know when you poll the entire country, the policies that have been put forward by the progressive movements are overwhelmingly supported by the people. Joe, if you want to be reelected, You need the support of those people. You're not going to get it if you don't get out there and get these things done. You remember, what's his face? The Turtle Man? I don't care what you say about him. There's one thing I respect about him. He got his crap done, didn't he? He didn't care about whether you liked him or not. He didn't care about whether or not he was going to be popular. He got it done. And guess what that made him? Popular to a small base, but still popular. But he got it done, Joe. Joe, come on, Joe. Get it done. Here's another thing for you, Joe. What have they said for many, 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 many years gone by? It's the economy, stupid. I'm not saying you're stupid. That was the statement. It's the economy, stupid. What are you doing to bolster the economy, Joe? You need to make that clear. You need to make it clear to the Fed that your priority is the economy. And that means, dare we say this, if money is circulating throughout the communities that right now are oppressed, suppressed, that money bleeds back into your coffers, Joe, and into the hands of these big corporations who want to make lots of money. Well, guess what? If nobody has money, they can't spend. If they can't spend, Joe, your economy will tank. And that means the big corporations, they won't tank. They'll just take their money and run. Don't let that happen, Joe. I don't care if they're bolstering your campaigns and all this other stupidness. The country cannot exist if you allow it to eat itself from the inside. You need to bolster the economy. That means infrastructure. You need to get on that. You've had proposals put forward to you for the EV infrastructure. Come on, Joe. Yeah, you talk a good game, but let's get moving. You want that infrastructure. You want renewable energy. You want to push a certain few companies who are going to make it happen. I'm not mentioning any names because that's not really my place to do, but you know what we're talking about there, Joe. Let's get it done, Joe. Kamala, get out there and start lobbying for these things. Make sure the American people stay on board. They are on board, actually. I don't think you need to help them stay on board. You just need to do what they're asking. So, if you can't get the other politicians to do it, get rid of the other politicians. There, I've said it. Finally. It's been bugging me for a long time. On the topic of whether or not China is going to kick the butt of the US of A, that all depends. There are a few things that can always be done to circumvent another country's progress. As we know, it's been done to Africa, it's been done to India, Iran, Russia. It doesn't matter how powerful that country is, it can be taken down. Now, sometimes people use war. Am I suggesting war with China? No. No. Yes, USA would win the war against China. We all know that. Their military might is probably still in the vicinity of 6 to 7 times greater than China's. However, China is gaining ground, guys. And under your watch, they have been building ships and planes, and they are really, really bolstering their military might. They're flexing their military might all around international waters and going into other people's airspace, and the United States sits idly by. Where's the United Nations? Oh, right. That's right. China bought most of the countries in the United Nations, so they just do what China says. You're all a bunch of fools. You're going to be consumed. And if you think that China gives two poops about you and your people, you're wrong. The slightest differences between the Chinese population and the communist members and those who would be called Uyghurs or any other type, follow the history, guys. Take a look at what's going on with them and then ask yourself, what's going to happen if you get consumed? So, on the question of whether China will kick US's ass, but I'm going to tell you, it's quite possible. It's not inevitable, but it's possible. So the tools at their disposal are economic, coalition building, but you see, in this world that they've created, which is a world of greed and corporatism, they have turned most of these countries into little US's of A. They all just want money. So the one who comes to them with the biggest wallet seems to be the one they're backing, even if it's against their own interest. Joe, if you're listening, you need to develop some stuff here. You need to get on this policy, because if you lose standing, oh boy, the world is going to be a different place for everybody to look at. We're going to have cameras on every corner, every few feet of every block. Wake the poop up, because if you don't, boy, when it gives you the rude awakening, you're going to be very, very sorry. In my estimation, the best route is the economic forces that can bring any country to its knees. Talking about economic forces, Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, what is going on there? Is India really serious in that they would like to ban Bitcoin? Or are they losing their minds? Bitcoin is a commodity, it's not a currency. It can be substituted for a currency, the same as if I bought bales and bales of marijuana and I traded it for furniture and traded it for a car and traded it for whatever. It's a blasted commodity. What is wrong with them? If the US allows this to go on and other countries that are not yet entrenched start to ban cryptocurrencies, do you know how much wealth the US will lose around the world that quick? Come on, folks. There's got to be something in the works. They're going to do something. Let's just say they don't do something. Will the US be able to maintain its position as the world leader? Will the President of the United States be the leader of the free world anymore if they don't do something about these things? Listen, they're letting things get out of hand. All the races that matter are being won by others, not the US. You guys are not great anymore. You have not accomplished anything in this last while other than division, racist bigotry, almost an inevitable dictatorship. I'm sorry, I don't know what is wrong with you people south of our border. We always respected you guys for having some insight, at least at the top, where people would lead you in the right direction. You guys have no clue where you're heading. If you have a revolution in your country, do you know how vulnerable you're going to be to all the outside influences? It will be the end of America as you know it. And thanks to that, it will also be the end of the rest of North America. And you know what, you people with your foolishness about immigration, this and that and the other thing, you stole the land from Mexico. Arizona, California, all of those places were stolen from others. The entire country was stolen. And you act as if it was always yours. If you're a real patriot, then guess what? Stand up for every one of your fellow citizens. Otherwise, you're not a patriot. You're just a bigot. If you walk out of your house and your neighbor's car is stuck and you don't help them, you got something wrong with you. You have a screw loose. And you know what? It will come back to bite you in the arse. Mark my words. You think you're cool today because you think you're on top. Ooh, when you hit the bottom, are you ever gonna hurt? I'm telling you, mark my words, guys. Smarten up. Get back together. If you remember and you go way back to the slave days, white, black, native were all one. They were all one. They were all intertwined. They were about to overthrow the masters. And some piece of dirt turd went and told the masters, oh my. And then they caused division amongst you guys. It's so easy to cause division amongst you people. For some reason, You guys can't seem to stay on one track. As soon as somebody tells you, oh, they went right, you go running right. You don't even look, you don't investigate. You don't understand why it is you're going right, you just go. Well, listen, guys, get together again, start talking. And I mean every one of you, all of you, start talking. Talk the talk that needs to be spoken now. Get it out, get it over with. Start reducing that division. Eliminate that division. Then stand strong against the oppressors. That's my advice to you guys. Might be right, might be wrong. The answer to you becoming world dominant is immigration, stupid. You guys are not having babies. How the hang do you expect to maintain your population and your power in the world when you're not having babies? You have no clue how economics works. You have no clue the value of each child that's born in your country. So instead, you blame immigrants for your downfall, yet they're the ones propping you up. But eventually, that's going to end. You keep up what you're doing, and people are not going to want to come to your country anymore, and you're going to implode. Your power base will implode. You will no longer be the world power. You will not be able to maintain your military might. You won't have the people. You won't have the military personnel. You won't have the expertise. Most of your brain power south of our border comes from north of your border, south of your border, India, Africa. Oh, let me just give you a little stat on that one. Nigerian born, coming to USA. 25% are gaining 1 to 2 degrees from universities. They are your doctors, your lawyers, your professionals in every field. Yet you call those shithole countries? Wow, your arrogance is showing. You need to pull up your pants. You better start embracing your immigration, guys, and making it double, triple. If you want to maintain your position in the world, you need to have the numbers. You need to have the education. You need to have the development. Okay, that's my last word there. So, at this point, I'm going to say, smash that like button. Become a member, subscribe. Push that bell. Don't miss anything going forward. And remember, we never give up and we never give in. But we will always keep an open mind, right? Because we know knowledge is our power. And that's why we actually will do the research to answer the questions that we've been so afraid to ask. Do your research. Remember, folks, this channel is opinion based on facts, but opinion. And I rely on you for your opinions and your comments, your suggestions, what you want to hear in the future, which way should we go. So, thank you once again for being here with us on this channel. And stay safe, stay healthy, and above all, stay as happy as humanly possible.